Hey, it's me, MLV. Here is Pull Chapter 16. This one is titled Bring It On, Aizawa. No, I'll wait for your feedback on my baby before I get to fixing my other wayward child, she said with a laugh. Now, go please, I'm just dying to know if you love her. You smiled and felt the fabric of the outfit as you closed the door on Hatsume and pulled at the costume to see how well it stretched. I've made it out of spandex and rubber, Hatsume called. It's 90% spandex, so that it maintains that superior stretch. Quietly you slipped your clothes off and pulled the outfit on. It was very figure-hugging, but surprisingly not too tight, and you stepped back against the wall of the change room and activated your quirk to stretch your arm to the other wall, finding that the fabric didn't hinder you one bit. This is really well made, Hatsume, you mused as you randomly stretched different parts of your body. You turned side onto the mirror against the back wall and stood straighter, activating your quirk again and stretching your ass out a little to make it look fuller. Whoa, you can see absolutely everything in this outfit, you thought as you deactivated your quirk, then activated it again to inflate your breasts, giving yourself some killer cleavage. This would be amazing to catch Aizawa's eyes, but if he used his razor quirk on me, I'd look like an absolute idiot, deflating like a damn balloon before his very eyes. Do you love her? Hatsume's excited voice bubbled from the other side of the door. Isn't she a beauty? She is indeed very good, you replied, opening the door and stepping out so that Hatsume could see you in it. Oh wow, she gasped, her mouth falling open in awe. Does it look okay? You asked, a little shyly, at seeing the look on Hatsume's face. Your quirk is able to stretch, but I think your killer looks is what's going to bring the enemy to its knees, she said with a bright grin. You waved your hand and let out a nervous giggle. Oh, you flatter me. I'm telling the truth, she replied. But anyhow, I'll let you go so you can trial her out and tell me how she goes. Thank you so much. This is amazing. Would it be okay for me to leave my clothes here and I'll come back and change once we've finished the class exercise? That's completely fine. I'll take care of your clothes till then, Hatsume said with another smile. I'll put them in the office before I work on my other baby. Yes, please, if you don't mind, you said with a sweat-dropped look on your face. You got it, she said with a snappy salute. Wouldn't want them getting dirty. You smiled and turned towards the door. Thank you again, Hatsume. I'll be back after class. I'll be here, she said as she waved you off. You left the support room, stepping over the blown-off door and debris and heading back down the hallway towards the stairs to go back to Class 1A. It even has built-in shoes, you thought, looking down at your feet as you walked. I didn't even ask Hatsume what the soles were made out of, but they're comfy and still very flexible. Your inner thoughts continued as you lifted a foot to take a better look at the soling. Maybe it's the rubber part. You shrugged, then headed to the stairs back to Class 1A to meet with Aizawa and the rest of the students. Not wanting to draw attention to yourself, you slipped in the back door as Aizawa was explaining the games and rules surrounding the game. The only rule is, there is no rules, he stated, his eyes locking onto you as you slowly slipped through the back door. Midoriya raised his hands slowly, but Aizawa was staring so hard at you that he didn't even notice the greenette in the third row. Sir? Midoriya called, trying to catch Aizawa's attention as the silence grew. What? Aizawa grunted with embarrassment, dragging his gaze from yours. There will be 2 teams, correct? Who will be the captains? Miss Lin and I will be the captains, Aizawa said as he looked back at you, and it looks like Miss Lin is ready to start. Yaoyorozu was the first to follow Aizawa's gaze to the back of the room, and she blushed and pressed her hands to her face as she silently gushed over your outfit. Oh, thank the gods, Kaminari whispered once he had seen you and swung back over his chair so that he could see you better. Within a few seconds, all heads in the classroom had turned to see what you were in, and it gave Aizawa another chance to check you out without looking creepy. Well, let's start then, you said in a strict voice. My team is going to win, so let's get that victory cry ready. You smirked at Aizawa and shifted your weight to one leg so that you could pop a hip out and then place a hand on it, and he looked away and ran his fingers through his shaggy hair, lifting it just enough for you to see his jawline. Let's head out to the forest surrounding UA, Aizawa replied as he walked to his desk and put a few things down. Looks like my assistant wants to get serious. A rustle of oohs reverberated through the class, and the girls scoffed in return to some of the boys' comments of Miss Lin's team going to be the one that was defeated. Everyone got up and started to file out to the changing rooms to get into their hero costumes, and you approached Aizawa's desk, making sure your hips swung seductively as you did so. "Are you scared, Aizawa?" you asked in a teasing voice as you walked over to his desk and leaned back on it, resting your backside against the edge of it and crossing your arms across your chest. Aizawa stepped away from you a little and stood side onto you, seemingly thinking about something else. You were going to tease him again when his binding cloth suddenly levitated and shot towards you, wrapping around your wrists and up your arms and then snapping closed and locking your wrists together in front of you. In that same instant, Aizawa disappeared from in front of you and reappeared a split second later crouching on the desk behind you, his lips just under your right ear. "Must I leave a gentle reminder not to underestimate me?" he whispered in a husky voice, one that made you shudder with delight. Okay, everyone, deep breaths, fan yourself. I know that was a very hot move of Aizawa, so you'll have to stay tuned for chapter 17 to see how this capture the flag pans out. See you then.